because you changed first? I didn't mean to, but you changed first. That sentence cut deeper than a knife, smooth, precise, and the one being stabbed didn't even realize I was bleeding. I met Vi at a company year-end party. She wasn't the most stunning woman in the room, but there was a calmness in her eyes, a warmth in her smile. That made me, just a man struggling through life, feel like I found shelter before the storm. 3 years later, we got married. A simple ceremony, nothing extravagant, but it felt whole. My friends told me I was lucky Vi was kind, smart, and most importantly, never complained. I believe that too. Vi never raised her voice. No matter how late I came home, how cranky I was from work, she always quietly served dinner and said, "Eat, it's getting cold." That's when things started to change. It wasn't obvious at first, but something in her faded. She didn't smile as often. Her hair no longer smelled like the jasmine shampoo I loved. Most of the time it was unwashed, tied up hastily. Her clothes were stained with milk, her nails chipped, her lips cracked from dryness. I once joked, "Drink more water or you'll look like an old lady." She smiled, but it was hollow. I remember the first time I messaged Ha, a new coworker. Ha was young, fresh, always smelled nice. She often asked, "What did you eat for lunch? Are you tired? Does someone take care of you at home?" Questions Vi used to ask, but no longer did. Ha made me feel important again. Vi, on the other hand, was always caught up with the baby, meals, and 1,000 trivial things. She woke up earlier than me, went to bed later, but rarely touched me. I once turned to her in bed hoping for warmth, only to be met with her back and the wails of our child separating us. I started to feel lonely inside my own home. At first, we talked about work, then I started to open up. I told her about Vi, about the cold dinners, the routine kisses, and how I no longer felt like a husband, just a paycheck, a walking invoice. I listened intently. She placed her hand on mine and said, "Maybe she doesn't need you anymore." I didn't deny it, because deep down, I thought so too. Not once, not in a moment of weakness, I initiated it. I sent the texts, I made the dates, I lied, and I slept with Ha. For the first time in years, I felt desired, heard, needed. I didn't think I was a bad person, honestly, because I believed Vi changed first. She was no longer the woman I married. She no longer needed me. She left me starved for affection and blamed me when I sought it elsewhere. But secrets never stay hidden. One evening, I came home to find Vi sitting in the living room, my phone in her hands. She wasn't crying, she didn't scream, she just looked up and asked, "Do you love her?" I froze. She continued, "If you love someone else, you can go, but at least stop lying." I didn't know what to say. 100 reasons raced through my head. 1,000 ways to deflect the blame like I always had. I wanted to shout, "You changed, you neglected me. You only cared about the baby and the house, and you forgot that I needed love too." But when I looked into her eyes, tired, deep, and resigned, I realized she never abandoned me. I just stopped seeing her. Vi packed her things that night and took our child to her mother's house. I stayed in our home, now painfully quiet, and felt something I hadn't felt before. I thought I'd feel relieved, as many men say while clinking beer glasses in dim pubs, but no, I felt cold. Not because she left, but because I no longer had anyone to blame. I messaged Vi often. She replied briefly. We met because of our child, but she wasn't the same woman anymore. She was polite, calm, distant. I stayed by my side for a while. But eventually she left too, not for any dramatic reason. Maybe she realized I wasn't a man brave enough to start over. I was just a coward hiding behind blame to excuse my betrayal. I have all the time in the world to think. And I've come to a truth I never dared admit before. Vi didn't change. She just ran empty trying to hold on to a man who was already gone. Don't call this a lesson, because the price was a broken family, a woman who lost her trust, and a child who no longer sees his father every day.